In our first update, Sydney's underworld violence has claimed another life in a brazen public shooting on one of the city's busiest roads. Just after 5 p.m. on Sunday evening, gunfire erupted on Church Street in Granville, under the M4 overpass. Driving a white Toyota Hilux was 32-year-old Dawood Zakaria, a man with alleged ties to the Alameddine crime clan, who was fatally wounded in the attack, and died on Tuesday afternoon after being rushed to hospital in a critical condition and undergoing surgery. In the passenger seat was Parramatta lawyer Sylvan Singh, also hit in the ambush and now recovering in hospital in stable condition, with no known gang links, possibly just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Dawood was shot in the head, a critical injury that left him fighting for his life before he succumbed to his wounds in hospital. The two other occupants, Samimjan Azari, 26, and Levi Vatukawalu, 28, both known associates of the Alameddine crime network, escaped injury in the shooting but have been charged with firearms offenses. Police allege the pair were in possession of an unauthorized pistol and had acquired the weapon despite being subject to firearms prohibition orders. They have been refused bail and were scheduled to appear in Parramatta local court. Police believe all 4 people in the vehicle may have been targets. Dawood Zakaria is the brother of notorious underworld figure Masood Zakaria, who was extradited from Turkey last year to face charges stemming from the attempted hit on rival Ibrahim Hamzy in 2021. The charges relate to 2 failed attempts on his life at the height of the gangland war between Hamzy and the Alameddine families in western Sydney. Witnesses described chaos at the scene: shattered glass, busted tires, and the utes' doors flung wide open in the middle of the road as ambulances and police swarmed the area. Soon after, emergency crews responded to 2 separate car fires in Merrickville, both vehicles burned out and likely used as getaway cars. Detectives believe these events are connected and part of a carefully planned underworld hit. This shooting marks a clear shift in Sydney's gangland tactics. Instead of the usual late-night drive-by on quiet suburban streets, this attack happened in broad daylight while commuters were still on the road. Police sources say it was a calculated strike, possibly involving at least 2 people, a shooter and a driver. Investigators are also looking into whether the victim's car was bugged, which could indicate a deeper level of planning and surveillance. Our next update takes us to Edmondson Park in the southwest of Sydney, where detectives from the criminal group Squad made a breakthrough in a high-profile shooting that rocked Merrickville nearly 2 years ago. In a major development under Strike Force Orsino, a 23-year-old was arrested and charged over the July 2023 shooting of brothers William and Eric Siale. The attack, which took place inside a Merrickville business, left one brother seriously injured and led to the discovery of 2 burnt-out cars shortly after. These vehicles police believe were used in the aftermath of the ambush. This latest arrest brings the total number of people charged in the investigation to 15. The alleged gunman now faces multiple charges, including 2 counts of shooting with intent to murder, participating in a criminal group, and drug offenses. He was refused bail to appear in Fairfield local court. But in a twist that's caught even veteran detectives off guard, on the very same day as the arrest, one of the brothers, William Siale, the victim of the 2023 shooting, found himself at the center of a fresh outbreak of violence. Around 9 p.m., chaos erupted at the Metro service station on Canterbury Road in Belmore. Store footage captured a wild brawl involving Siale and another man, identified as Habib Alameddine. What began as a heated conversation escalated into a brutal street fight. William and 2 associates allegedly threw Alameddine to the ground, punched and stomped on him, then assaulted him with milk crates and a concrete bollard. In a final act of destruction, a bollard was hurled through the rear window of Alameddine's luxury Bentley SUV, before the attackers fled the scene. Alameddine sustained a broken arm and head injuries and was rushed to hospital, but has since been released. Now detectives, backed by the State Crime Command's Raptor Squad, are hunting 2 more suspects believed to have been involved. Despite the dramatic timing, police say there is no connection between the Belmore brawl and the 2023 shooting, though the coincidence is raising more than a few eyebrows. Investigations into both incidents are continuing. Our next update comes from Gosnells, Western Australia, where scores of bikies gathered at a church for the funeral of Mongols MC member Donald O'Kenny. The 37-year-old died of natural causes and was honored with a procession led by Harley Davidsons from the Mongols clubhouse in Wangara to Our Lady of the Blessed Sacrament Church. The funeral drew outlaw bikies from the Mongols and African kings, mingling with family and friends. Nicknamed Don Mega, Donald was a well-known figure in the Mongols. He was a close friend of Mongols patriarch Troy Mercandi and senior member Paul Marsandi, and was recognized for his love of VB beer, rap music, and his comedic impersonations in African accent. The burial at Guilford Cemetery was followed by a wake marked by revving Harley burnouts, reflecting the club's deep bikie culture. Since entering the WA bikie scene in 2013, the Mongols have notably recruited African members and expanded their influence, including absorbing a chapter of the Finks MC and later recruiting some rebels bikies in 2023. This sparked violent street clashes and drive-by shootings. Police have been monitoring the group closely, but the Mongols have continued to grow despite raids and attempts to dismantle their operations. Next update takes us to one of Sydney's most infamous crime figures, Bassem Hamzy, who is now taking the New South Wales government to court. Hamzy, who is currently serving a 40-year prison sentence, has launched a multi-million-dollar negligence lawsuit claiming that the state police and other law enforcement agencies had clear prior knowledge of a deadly assassination plot targeting his brother, Mejid Hamzy, but failed to intervene. According to Hamzy's court documents, a senior detective was tipped off by a New South Wales crime commission 10 days before Mejid was brutally gunned down outside his home in Condell Park in October 2020. Hamzy alleges that the authorities had at least 7 days to warn his brother and potentially save his life, but they chose not to act. The assassination of Mejid Hamzy was a key flashpoint in the ongoing gang violence, terrorizing Sydney, which has seen over 20 underworld figures executed in public settings, with little regard for civilian safety. Bassem's claim against the police, the Crime Commission, the State of New South Wales, and the Law Enforcement Conduct Commission accuses them of gross negligence for failing in their duty to protect life and prevent crime. This case had been kept under wraps by a suppression order, until the Saturday Telegraph successfully challenged it in the Supreme Court, and revealed the full details of Hamzy's claim. Bassem is held at Goulburn Supermax prison under strict conditions and won't be eligible for parole until June 2035. Despite this, he is representing himself in court, and seeking compensation for the state's alleged failings, as well as a public declaration acknowledging the negligence that led to his brother's death. The case is set to return to court later this month. Our next update is from Durrell, a semi-rural suburb in Sydney's northwest, where 58-year-old pharmacist Ben Ween is under fire for his alleged role in a white-collar organized crime scheme that's cost the government millions. The AFP-led Criminal Assets Confiscation Task Force has restrained more than $20 million in assets, including Ween's luxury mansion, multiple bank accounts, and an eye-watering collection of supercars, including 2 Ferraris, 2 Lamborghinis, a McLaren, and 7 BMWs. One of the McLarens, worth around $400,000, was reportedly a graduation gift for his son Vu Ween and carried the number plate Cheetah. Ween's empire began to unravel in early 2023, when the Department of Health and Aged Care flagged him for suspicious pharmaceutical benefits scheme activity. He's now accused of defrauding the scheme over a 9-year period, from 2014 to 2023, raking in more than $10 million through false claims. Investigators allege this wasn't just a one-off fraud, it was a calculated and sophisticated case of white-collar organized crime, involving systemic abuse of government systems and the laundering of millions into high-end assets. The scandal gained widespread attention after federal police were seen vaulting the gates of his Durrell home during the 2023 raid, as tow trucks hauled away his fleet of supercars. Ween operated a Cabramatta East day and night pharmacy for 26 years and was charged with obtaining a financial advantage by deception and dealing with the proceeds of crime. He later tried to have the seized vehicles returned, but his application was rejected by the court. If convicted, he not only faces prison, but could permanently lose everything. He is currently on bail and due back in court later next month. However, it will be interesting to see whether this case becomes a landmark example of how Australia deals with high-level, white-collar crime hiding behind professional respectability. If you're looking for more thrilling and edgy bikie updates, don't hesitate, whack that subscribe button, spread and share the video, hit that like button, and drop your thoughts in the comments. And for the true grid Spartans out there, consider sending a super thanks or buy us a coffee to show some love. Your support keeps us going and the channel thriving, especially since most of our videos aren't monetized due to all the crime-related content. Stay tuned, stay curious, stay awesome, and take care. Wu-Tang.
Looking for the Volvo.